GLP-1 use might get really big. More than half of shoppers use a retailer's app before a store visit, and deals and packaging tied to America's birthday are in the air. It's time for Retail Daily, your quick look at the top stories from Supermarket News and CSP Daily News. I'm CSP editor Chuck Euling.
And I'm Supermarket News Senior Editor Bill Wilson. GLP-1 use could explode. Big Chalk Analytics released its spring 2026 GLP-1 and CPG industry update, showing that the introduction of GLP-1 medications in pill form could expand the active U.S. GLP-1 user population by as much as 50% by 2027, significantly increasing pressure on grocery demand and food at home sales. GLP-1 adoption continues to rise nationwide, reaching 13.1% of U.S. adults in June 2026, up from 12% in November 2025. Those gains have come largely before oral GLP-1 medications have achieved widespread availability. Even without broad access to the pill form, Big Chalk forecasts GLP-1 related consumption changes will reduce food at home sales by between 1.1% and 2.7% in 2026.
App usage. Digital shelf influences occur before customers enter the store, with 55% of shoppers using a retailer's app before a store visit. Matt Van Gilder, Vice President of Omnichannel at Next Chapter, said, citing Capital One research. And according to DJS research, nearly 75% of customers use a retailer's app while in a store, he said. Van Gilder, of the Des Moines, Iowa-based consulting firm helping retailers with loyalty, retail media, and digital commerce strategy, spoke Wednesday at CSP's Center Store Forum in Lombard, Illinois, about the digital shelf and other technology strategies C-store wheelers can use to drive growth.
Making it real, Piggly Wiggly Midwest and dairy farmers of Wisconsin have taken on a new approach in June Dairy Month, bringing real Wisconsin dairy farmers' stories into stores through humor, personality, and hometown pride. This June Dairy Month, the two organizations have transformed the dairy aisle into an immersive, personality-driven experience. Through Born to Dairy, Wisconsin dairy farmer personas, inspired by real farmers, aim to entertain shoppers, spark conversations, and create meaningful connections between consumers and the people behind their favorite dairy products.
July 4th deals. 7-Eleven is putting some pop in the July 4th weekend with limited-time restaurant deals at its Laredo Taco Company, Raise the Roost Chicken and Biscuits, and Speedy Cafe locations. For example, Laredo Taco Company restaurants are offering a buy one burrito, get one free deal from July 3rd through 5th. Laredo Taco Company is selling half-gallon frozen margaritas to go for $10, also from July 3rd to 5th.
Here's to 250, Wakefern Food Corporation's supermarket banners ShopRite, Price Right Marketplace, The Fresh Grocer, Gourmet Garage, Fairway Market, and Morton Williams announced Thursday the launch of their Star Spangled Own Brands initiative, introducing limited edition patriotic packaging across a selection of bowl and basket products, featuring red, white, and blue fireworks-themed designs inspired by this year's nationwide celebration of America's 250th birthday. The special edition packaging appears on 30 top-selling favorites just in time for the summer season.
New FDA proposal. The Food and Drug Administration on Friday proposed a rule that would require foreign tobacco product manufacturers to register their manufacturing establishments and list their products with the agency. The proposed ruling would bring them under requirements that already apply to domestic manufacturers, the FDA said. Acting FDA Center for Tobacco Products Director Brett Koplow said in a statement, quote, "All companies selling tobacco products in the United States should play by the same rules," close quote.
Court rejects Albertsons' bid for Kroger legal documents. A court in Delaware has rejected Albertsons' effort to force Kroger to produce certain documents related to the planning of the two companies' failed merger. As previously reported, Albertsons is suing Kroger, claiming that Kroger did not take adequate steps to appease regulators' antitrust concerns about the merger. Kroger had proposed divesting hundreds of stores to C&S wholesale grocers, but Albertsons contends many of those stores were poor performers and provided an unappealing solution for state and federal antitrust investigators. Seeking to bolster its case against Kroger, Albertsons asked the court to compel Kroger to reveal all of its communications with its outside law firms, but the latest ruling found that Kroger's obligation was limited only to documents that reflected actual legal advice given to the retailer.
Warehouse strike hits Metro's Q3 profits. An ongoing strike at Metro's produce warehouse near Montreal will have a sharp impact on the company's third quarter profits, the company said. For the first 14 weeks of the company's third quarter, which ends on July 4th, food same-store sales were down 1.5% compared with a year ago, Metro said, as a result of the reduced sales and the added costs of a contingency plan to supply its stores. The company said it now expects adjusted net earnings of about $1.22 to $1.27 per share for the third quarter, compared with $1.52 per share in the year-ago period. In recent days, both sides have rejected proposed contracts to end the strike, which began on March 30th.
That's all for Retail Daily. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more to hear the latest retail news. I'm Bill Wilson.
And I'm Chuck Yulee. For more on these stories, visit CSP Daily News and Supermarket News.